Victor Rollo Jr. for RolloWines.com with the Professor Anthony Verdoni. And right here in front of us, we have some antipasto. We're going to get some pasta because with a little meat and broccoli rabe and sausage. But we have two really different wines, one from way up north, the northwest, and one from the north, kind of northeast, I would say. So they're both from northern Italy, both red wines. And the first one we're going to taste is called Terlan. It's a Lagrein Reserva, and it's a 2006 vintage. And I always tell Tony, when these Terlan wines, the nose and the concentration of fruit that the winemaker gets is absolutely, undeniably Terlan. And I guess it's because of the region where it is, but it's really spectacular.
Yeah, I think it's the grape and the region. This is one of the best wines we've never tasted, because people aren't familiar with Lagrein. It's a red grape variety that comes from the Liguria Valley, which isn't far from where this grows. This wine is from a single vineyard area called Gries, just like the movie, Gries. And it's easy to remember, hard to find. It's made entirely of Lagrein Scuro. The Italians call it the dark Lagrein. The German-speaking people in the area call it Lagrein Dunkel. And it's a very deep, rich color, lots of minerality, tobacco, bittersweet chocolate. There's so many nuances to this wine. This is a Reserva, which means it's aged for a longer period of time than the regular Lagrein. But also, it's a selection of the best grapes. You don't just age a wine longer and call it a Reserva. You need good ingredients. And it's from the 2006 vintage, which was pretty much throughout all of Italy an extraordinary vintage. This is a wine you can enjoy now. It will develop in the bottle, according to me, for 10 years or even more.
Right. And I think, you know, you've always said when we speak together that you can tell a lot about a wine before you even taste it. And the nose on this is spectacular. And if you look at the color of this wine, the extraction, it's got great color. And I think it's an excellent wine. And, you know, a lot of people don't know what Lagrein is. But if you're a Cabernet drinker or a full-bodied red wine drinker, I think that would suit anybody that liked that style wine. And it's got some time. It's 4 years old. It's a Reserva. It's got ageability. If you don't drink it all today, it'll do great in your cellar.
Yep. It's just wonderful wine. I think the Cab drinker, the Merlot drinker will enjoy it. It's very elegant in addition to having size. I think that's important because it's a good winery. The soil composition in Greece is good. It's aged in both large and small oak, so it's very complex, extremely complex.
Now, if we sell this wine for $16.99 a bottle, I don't think you can compare this to anything on the market for $17. It's so big and so good. The quality's there. I think you would be paying much more for a California wine or a French wine of similar quality. And I think even if you never heard of this typical Northern Italian variety, you should buy a couple bottles and try it because it's really excellent.
It's a discovery wine. You know, there's a hierarchy of price even within Italy. A Sangiovese-based wine, people know Sangiovese can be a little more expensive. Nebbiolo-based wine, ex Barolo, can be a little more expensive. The international blends, they can raise the price a little bit because people are familiar. One of the reasons why this is not as expensive is because it's unknown. It's a great discovery wine. And I think people who try it for the first time will say, wow, this is something special.
Yeah. Again, exceptional value, exceptional wine. And that's really what we kind of key on. Great producers or little producers that produce exceptional quality and make great wines. And that's what we try to bring to our people.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty boring and predictable because we look for high-profile producers, really great producers. We try to catch them at the end of a vintage, especially if the vintage is good. You know, when they have new wine to sell, they have to get rid of the old wine, even if it's better than the wine they're about to sell. So we try to catch them at the end of the vintage. Great producers and the value-oriented wines for those producers.
Right, and we always have to remember, because we try to catch the end of the vintage or when supplies are running out, that we always set what we have is limited quantities. So if you like the wine and you think you're going to like it, you should buy it now because it doesn't last forever. And we won't have this wine again until the next vintage, and if the same situation arises. So we're out there every day trying to find value for our customers. And how do we find that? through exceptional quality, exceptional producers, and we try to find something where we can get a discount to give it to our customers.
Well, there is a missing ingredient. What foods will these wines go with?
Well, I think, you know, I love pasta, so I thought a little pasta with meat. So I had the chef make a little pasta with broccoli rabe and sausage, and we'll see how these two wines fare with that pasta dish. So we'll be right back. Okay, homemade spaghetti, broccoli rabe, and sausage. Take a look at that. Look at that. Let me show the camera that. Yum, yum, yum. And you know what the best part about this is? If you go to our website, you'll see I did a recipe for this, and you can make this at home for your family. So what I'd like to do, Tony, is let's each take a little sip of this Terlan, take a little mouthful of the spaghetti, and see where we are, you know what I mean? And then we'll go to the next one. You know, not like 3 platefuls, you just take 1 forkful.
1 spaghetto.
So it's got a little spice, you taste the sausage, great olive oil, garlic, the fresh pasta, and I think that really goes well with that.
I think it does.
Lagrein.
I think it's interesting too because this is basically a southern dish. This
Right.
is more a kind of dish you would find in Puglia or that area.
Right.
In fact, they serve it traditionally with orecchiette,
Right.
ear kind of pasta. But this wine has good body, good size, and it measures up very nicely to the powerful ingredients in the pasta sauce.
Right, and usually the wines, the red wines of northern Italy, in Alto Adige are a little lighter in style. This has got some body and some power. So this Terlan Lagrein Reserva 2006, $16.99 a bottle. If you buy 12, you get 5% discount. We'll ship it anywhere in the United States as long as we're allowed to ship there. Click on our website. It'll be there in a couple days. Remember, limited quantities. If you like it, if you want it, if you've tried a Lagrein and you think you're going to like it, by all means, this is a great one. So buy some and stick it in your cellar. Drink some through the summer. It's really a great wine. I understand that you're off on a little trip after we're done taping here today.
Little sojourn, yeah. Going to be in this area, and I'll drink my Lagrein with speck up there instead of prosciutto. We'll drink some speck around the town of Trento.
Right.
Be up there.
Does everyone know what speck is? Speck is prosciutto that's smoked. It's a little drier, and you see the large slices in the prosciutto here. It shrinks down a bit when they smoke it and dry it, and it's a little harder, but it's got a very salty, smoky kind of flavor. And speck from Alto Adige with their wines is, they serve more speck than prosciutto up there.
Yeah, that's traditional in that area, the South Tyrol or Alto Adige. So I'll be there. I'll be near Lake Garda. I'll be in the Sirmione area where Lugano comes from, and not far from where Valpolicella and Amarone come from.
In early May, I did a Giro di Bicicletta, which is a bike ride through Italy, and it sounds like you're doing a Giro del Vino, a wine ride through Italy.
Giro della Forchetta.
Also, I'm going
to bring my fork with me. So we'll eat some food, because the Italian wines are great with food. Right. That's the thing. They may not overpower you, but boy, they go great with whatever you cook.
Right, and I think historically Italian wines and food go together, and it's part of the culture, and nowhere in the world do you get that blend when you eat a bowl of pasta or some antipasti with a wine, that they really balance out, because Italian wines tend to be a little bit more acidic, maybe a little bit more tannic, and all of those characteristics really balance off with food. Sometimes you say it's like a beautiful piece of fish and you squeeze the lemon on it. You know, it balances the fat in the fish. And these wines kind of balance out with the food. And, you know, wherever you go in Italy, each region, they have their own little distinctive cuisine, their own little distinctive food things that really go great with the wine.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do want our customers to know that when Mr. Rollo and I go to Italy, we're making this sacrifice for our customers so that we can bring them wines that maybe they've never heard of that are really good wines.
It's a hard job, but someone's got to do it. Cheers.
Okay.
Buon viaggio.
Grazie.